what I really love about the shark scenes in the movie is the element of surprise that comes with these sharks. When you're under the water, and like I've been like I'm not a diver in any way. I've rarely done it. A few two times I did do it. The thing I always kind of remark to me is like you can't see barely half a meter in front of you because it's just the darkness that's down there. You don't know what's coming from any direction, and you use that to your advantage here. So the number of times in the movie I jolted from like so a shark would just come out of nowhere because you don't know where it's coming from. There's no musical John Williams cue here. You don't know where it's happening here. Um, when it comes to that element of surprise, when you're talking to different people about sharks and the scientists and such, was that something that was really kind of um, uh, elemental into creating those thrilling underwater scenes that you don't know where they're coming from. They're going to come really fast, and it's really cool to kind of play with that kind of hide and seek aspect of it in your movie.
100%. All of the shark people I spoke to begged me, and this was every single one of them. They begged me not to make the shark a cold-blooded killer. He said the
Right.
shark is a machine. It eats when it's hungry. It hunts. It will feed wherever it's easiest. So if there's food floating, it'll eat that food. The one of the aquariums I went to, they had a bull shark there though, and they said, but the interesting thing is you get different characters. They said this bull shark, we feed it, once a day, and it'll eat that food. But every once in a while, the bull shark just gets pissed off with eating canned food, and it'll go off and eat one of our other fish in the tank.
Hmm.
And there's nothing we can do about it. It's getting fed perfectly what it wants, the right amount of calories. But one day a week, it'll pick a fish that's swimming out of this huge tank, and it'll go and eat that instead because it just has the desire to eat something that's moving, I guess. I don't know. They didn't have an exact answer either. And I asked them, I pushed them for it. But they did say, please don't paint these sharks as malevolent, evil beings. They are simply doing what their primary objective is. And so I tried to reflect that. I took a lot of the dialogue that Christina and the marine specialists had said to me, and I put it into the movie itself. Tim Murphy says, if there's one there, turn around and face it. If you don't have anything else going on, no, turn around and look at it. They just don't like being looked in the eye. They'll attack you from behind, but they won't attack you from, if they can see you, they'll avoid it, and they'll go around behind you and figure a way out. Things like that I just find really interesting. They're fascinating. That it'll bite you if it thinks you're an inanimate piece of meat, but the moment you look at it, it realizes it's dealing with something with some form of intellect. You know, the other thing was shark attacks happen after a nudge. The shark will nudge you really
Yep.
hard, give you a nose punch, and it'll swim around and it'll base its attack on whatever information it got from that nudge. Meaning it'll either swim off and ignore you, or it'll come around and it'll attack next time. And so when a shark nudges you with its nose, then you've got to be very careful because now you know something's up. It's considering you. It's deciding whether you're the right taste, palate, temperature. So there are different things that we learned that I found even more interesting than simply having some weird apex predator that just wants to eat humans, which isn't realistic.
Yep.
And so it was very helpful to me to go and talk to those marine specialists to see them in their natural environment or faked natural environment. We did actually see real sharks. We had a hammerhead circling the boat while we were down there for some time, which was a little nerve wracking. And we actually did film the fin, but I don't know if you've seen a real shark fin. They just kind of flop over. They don't look as if they look like the Timu version of a hammerhead. So it didn't make it into the movie, but it was nerve wracking for everyone on the boat, especially as Lewis had to go in the water that day. But yeah, it was the fact that they come out of the darkness was something I worked very hard on. So I'm really, really pleased that you noticed that, Matthew, and that worked.
Thank you for watching the Matt's Movie Reviews channel. Please subscribe for more reviews, podcast interviews, and exclusive content.